Hey, thank you so much for watching. My name is Ethan Frelly, and this is Think Positivity by Dapper Real Estate. So I'm going live just because I keep on having a lot of content that I'll create. I'll put it on my phone. I'll record it because one YouTube doesn't let me doesn't let me mobile live yet, so I don't know what's up with that. So I'm on my laptop, but I have all this great content that I create for this purpose of putting it online and sharing with people. But then it ends up getting just lost in my camera, lost in the storage. So I figured if I just put it on live, it'll work out better. It'll get out to more people, and I think that's a little bit more natural. And usually the only time I was ever editing was like small coughs, or the last time I had to do an edit because I touched my headphone wire and the phone fell. So and it was literally right at the very end. So I'm usually pretty good at single takes. We'll see how it goes, and if I mess up, it is what it is, right? So moving on. So Texas or bust. Thank you so much. This was the whole part, right? I was pretty excited about doing the Texas or bust just because now I've been here almost officially a year. I think we moved here. We moved here actually. The close date was 7/21, and we came on the 20th. So it's the 13th. Funny enough is that the last time I made the video, and this is what I'm talking about, was on the second. There was I videoed. So 11 days ago I had a really good long video, and it was all blah 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 about what I'm going to talk about now. So this is technically take two, but it got lost in my phone. So once again, here I am. Texas or bust. We're here. It's a year. Super excited. So picking up where I left off, we decided that we wanted to move, and we decided that, okay, if we can go virtual, if my business can go virtual, which is real estate, if my wife can take her experience as a massage therapist and move it somewhere else, then what else can we do? How else can we make that work, and where else can we go? So we looked at the map. We kind of figured, okay, we want to still be close to water. So that gave us a good idea of where we wanted to be. I'd lived in California. I didn't really want to go to California again. East Coast was a little bit too far, and too much of an opportunity for hurricanes and stuff like that. Well, we've never experienced hurricanes before, so it wasn't something that we really wanted to experience again, or experience as a new thing. So even though we really wanted to try the Carolinas, that kind of took it out of there. We thought about Tennessee, but that was just a little bit too far from water. Really liked the idea of Florida because we've been to Florida a lot. We vacation there a lot, and the only problem with Florida is that it's so humid, and that was the one place. That was the one thing I didn't like about Chicago when we lived there, was the extremes. And the extreme with Chicago is that it's extremely hot and humid, and I think it gets even more humid in Florida, as compared to Chicago. So that left us with kind of right in the middle of Texas, right in the middle with Texas, and then we ended up chatting with a lot of friends. Almost went to Houston. Found out that a lot of people who don't actually like living in Texas lived in Houston. So I thought that was kind of funny because every time I speak to somebody who's like, "Oh no, like you're not gonna like Texas, it's super hot," or whatnot, they're coming from like one of the more humid, hurricane prone areas, which is Houston. So it ended up finding Dallas was going to be a cool fit. So I took a 3-day trip, put a lot of miles on a rental car, ended up really liking all the different vibes. There's a lot of different areas here in Dallas, and that sparked the next trip, which would have been 2 weeks later, and having Daniela and my daughter come out with us, or with me, and we did another trip. And it was cool. And so what I ended up finding in Dallas in general was that there's a ton of building, and as a real estate agent, I really liked seeing that. I like seeing that there's just building upon building, and then there's just so much land, so much area to build. So as a real estate agent, I'm thinking, okay, this is important. I look at stats. I looked at stats a lot. In fact, there's a great person to follow. You can check out his website. It's MikeCanDoIt.com. He's a real estate coach. He's actually been my coach in the past. He's my good friend Mike. MikeCanDoIt.com. I'll see if I can here. Should just drop it in. So that's in the comments if you're seeing that there. But yeah, so there's tons of stats there that you can find in just areas in. What I was finding was that the Dallas area was just always on the top for growth, and that was important to me. So what I liked about growth is that, one, for my business specifically for helping people buy and sell homes, if there's growth, that means that there's always going to be real estate deals going on. That's important. That's important for someone like me. But then also for investment in general, I do real estate investment myself. I have had rentals in the past. I wanted to take a step up this time with real estate investing. So seeing so much growth and then also just a steady growth. It wasn't necessarily like these giant peaks with valleys. It was just a steady growth. And for me, in my disc profile, I'm a high S, so I really SC. I really like having stability, and seeing that stable line going up was important. So that prompted me to look for investment. On the second I had actually closed on a deal, I was driving to go get the keys. I'd made the video. I reviewed it. I was like, man, my hair is a mess. I just took a 2-hour drive. It's a 2-hour drive away from my current home. It looked like I had just taken a 2-hour drive, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to post this. So I got a haircut, shaved. I'm nice and fresh, and I'm gonna say that this video is probably a lot better. But the question that I had, that I think was super important on that video specifically was, have you ever purchased a home with no intention of living in it for investing? And that was the first time I'd ever done that, purchased a home with no intention of living in it. I mean, I'm going there to visit it, to make sure it's in good condition, and make sure that it's ready for someone to live in it. It's a beautiful home. It's actually really beautiful. It's one of the nicer homes in that neighborhood specifically. But I'd never done that. I never had that experience before, where I was buying a home with zero intention of living in it. The last rentals that I lived in, I'd lived in before, and then turned them into rentals, which is a really awesome way to start your investment on there. Investment experiences, buying smaller homes and then keeping them, turning them into rentals, and then you can move up, and great strategies. So it was the first time I'd ever done this before. So I just wanted to post it out to you. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever had to do that? And how would that make you feel to be going to a home that you've purchased, that you have zero intention in living in? I've used the bathroom twice, and that's about it. And it's completely empty. And now it's up for rent. So I just wanted to throw it out there. It's definitely a different change of perception for me. And what do you guys think about that? Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully the live streams work, and hopefully they end up reaching some more people. Thanks, and bye.